Welcome to Retro Retract.
What was the greatest multiplayer console of all time?
Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah!
Nintendo 64!
And what was the greatest multiplayer game on that console of all time?
Dun, 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 dun.
Goldeneye.
Goldeneye.
Oh, everyone remembers playing this one. It's a classic. Out in the first year, and instantly everyone was hooked. You talk about it at school. So with us today, we've got Joel, who hasn't played it, Ryan, who hasn't played it. You might remember them from Bomberman. And my brother Owen, who obviously has played the hell out of it, with me, of course. And he's not bad, so...
It's a little bit of a challenge.
We'll kick into it. Wait, Trevelyan, you trying to slap me? Shut up!
Following Rare's massive success with undertaking the Donkey Kong Country trilogy, a team of mostly inexperienced developers set out to work on a new game that would change the way a lot of people saw console gaming. Goldeneye was originally suggested as a 2D platformer title for the Super Nintendo. However, with the release of systems like the Jaguar and Saturn, it seemed like it was time to shoot higher and aim creation towards the in-development Ultra 64 console. It was Martin Hollis, the director and producer of the game, who proposed this, and originally they had to begin work without the complete specs for the system.
Oh, that's you.
I couldn't even see it with
The game had a fairly lengthy development period of 2.5 years, but were never given a deadline or felt the pressure of time constraints. It was not to be penned as a movie tie-in release, but more of a game that would simply celebrate it a couple of years after its debut in theaters. The game has two modes, single player and multiplayer. The single player spans over 18 missions based around the plot and setting of the film, utilizing many references to it and many of the older Bond movies as well.
This is very evident in multiplayer, as a lot of the characters came from a vast amount of different Bond films. Jaws, Oddjob, and Baron Samedi, just to name a few.
Sandwich! Oh, I died! Joel got me! Running! Running!
The multiplayer levels are segments from the single-player game and already feel familiar if you have made your way throughout the story. A few of them are spliced together with new sections, or even simply entirely created or inspired by some of the story missions. Rare as a company has made a name for themselves for being creative, inventive, and fun-loving. This is well evident once you activate the cheat mode, with such cheats as DK Head, making reference to the large size of the character heads from Donkey Kong Country, paintball mode, something else we love to use is infinite ammo. It all goes really well in the game.
The inclusion of multiplayer was not the original intention, but having created such a great engine to run on the Nintendo 64 and getting all the details of the system towards the end of its development cycle led to playing around with more ideas. Steve Ellis reworked the already completed single-player coding to allow for the multiplayer gaming.
It worked perfectly and has been well received by the world. Goldeneye has been praised by many people for proving that it is possible to create a fun first-person shooter on home consoles, and for a long time was considered to have been the standard for multiplayer consoles. It would be some time before Goldeneye would be replaced as this staple, but for many, it is the undisputed original.
Oh, T. Ruddle. He's in that door. He's just out there.
Yeah.
Blending with the wall.
Oh!
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and subscribe to Retro Retract here on YouTube.